Today we're taking a look at a retro board game from 1975 by Parker Brothers. And this one is basically a Wild Wild West version of Battleship. Comes with little maps with a grid on them, a nice three-dimensional board with land mats that go over top of the treasures, and these treasures are little magnets. They're pretty nice. And so each player beginning the game is going to secretly hide their three treasures underneath their board. Then the board's going to get flipped around, so each player is working off of the other player's hidden gold. So the board will go on like this. And there are grid numbers at the top and letters on the left. And those will correspond to the treasure grid maps that you'll be marking off where treasures are not and circling where treasures are. And it'll look something like this maybe at the end of the game. So each turn, a player is going to roll one die, and the number they get is going to be the number of grids they're going to be able to search with the metal detector. So here is the metal detector. Very unique. It's the feature piece of the game. Well made. You don't feel like you're going to break it. Some of it is plastic though. And as you can see, inside of this little slide lid is an indicator. It's red right now, which means that it is located the treasure. When you put it over the mine shaft, there's another magnet in there, and it's going to reset it to gray. So at the beginning, when you're doing your turn, you're going to make sure it's gray. You're going to place it on the tile that you are going to sweep, and you're going to pull it across. You're going to open up the window, and if it shows red, it's telling you that somewhere across that grid that you swept is a treasure. So then you're going to go over to your map, and you're going to mark off those squares, or circle the squares. And that play is going to continue back and forth until one player announces that they have found the gold. At that point, they'll call out the grid numbers, and if the player is correct, the player is going to win the game. If they're not, the other player wins the game. Now the rules, they're on the inside of the little box. There's an insert, and then also there is this little comic book that tells a little story about the prospectors, but also has the rules. So you have two rule books in one. Now the game did come with a component that I'm not quite sure the purpose of. They came with these little yellow sponges. So if anybody knows the purpose, please feel free to drop a comment in the video. And now to rate the game. My ratings are based on sheep, which are worth 3 points, and wood, which are worth 1 point. The components are very, very good. You have the centerpiece of the game, the metal detector that actually functions. You have little gold pieces, you have little maps, you have a three-dimensional board. The only problem with the components overall is the box is just a weird shape. It's never going to fit on any shelf anywhere. The artwork is very nice on the land boards. The comic book is very nostalgic. The rule book, you get two of them. It's very thematic. You are going to get some replay out of it. The gameplay is smooth. I can't think of any issue that came up while playing this game. There is some strategy, but it is a little bit random. But you are going to have fun playing it. This is a fun game.